What's up, everybody at home? Welcome to our 9th episode of our podcast, Izinja zeGame, powered by MTN FC, and I'm your host. My name is Josta Lala. Our guest for today, basically, I'm sitting next to royalty, guys. This is one of the prolific strikers that Pirates has ever had. This is the guy the star that you guys see on that jersey on Pirates. He was the man that actually helped them to win that scar. The guy that used to torture, traumatize Kaizer Chiefs fans, players, defense. Those guys never used to have sleepless nights, most of the time when they had to face this guy. And he's got one of the most kind of I think extraordinary names or nicknames that have ever created in the game of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerry Legs of Thunder Sikhosana. Hope man, Firi?
Shop Josta, you good? I'm okay.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for honoring our request to and whatever. I know it was pretty much short notice, but really appreciate your presence to coming here and telling us your life, your stories, and all of that. I'm excited. I mean, I grew up watching you. By the way, Brian Baloy is my friend, right? So I shared a room with Brian Baloy for so long, go Sundowns, and taught me a lot of things. I learned a lot of things from him and whatever. Just used to watch you just destroying that guy, scoring week in, week out, playing against him. But yeah, I mean, how are you, bro? How's everything been going?
Well, thanks, Josta. Thanks a lot for the invite. I think one thing that I can say, it's all about the respect that you give to the round object. And it's something which a lot of people didn't understand when you have to go and attend to kick the round soccer ball.
Yeah.
What did it meant then, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Because if you look back and then you come and say, I'm seated here almost 23 years without playing professional football, but if I walk with a current professional soccer player at the mall and people still come to me and ask me about who's with me. So
no, you get that a lot.
I'm telling you. I mean, when I'm around home in Tembisa just to visit friends because I stay in town,
yeah.
And there would be Tembazwane coming because it's the same section.
Yeah.
There would be now Maswangani.
Yeah.
And then at one time, Maswangani was greeting me, just passing. And we were seated in a round and, with the guys, the cast.
Yeah.
And then they asked me, then I'm like, guys, but this is the top player now with Orlando Pirates.
The Jerry, you're playing. So people that don't know
Maswangani,
no way.
Honestly, I'm telling you. So it's so worrying to me to say we're still holding that capacity of being people that contributed a lot in football after so many years without being there, but people still give you the respect. I was just after parking my car just now at the basement, underground.
Did they recognize you?
Then when I come up, somebody want to get a picture and, okay, I'm still somebody then.
But that obviously solidifies what I was taught growing up, that, play the game as if it's your last game. Make sure you engrave your game into people's heart so that even 20 years later when you're done playing, people can recognize you. I think if this boy is, it'll hurt me if I'm Maswangani and people are still asking for a man. That would get to me. Honestly, if I'm playing currently and they recognize somebody that played 23 years ago. I mean, it's a job that you did. I mean, for me, I watched too. I saw things that you did for Pirates and all those type of things. Strike and hardly spoke. You just did. You're talking on the field. Every time you got a chance, you just bury it up, put the ball behind the net and all of that. And this kind of works for you even years later.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about being respectful to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because even my teammates, then they will tell you, if I get to the hotel, I'm this normal person. They will say, when I got to I'm like, no, I'm just like this. I'm relaxed. I'm cool. We sleep over, wake up in the morning, we go for pre-match talk, pre-match meal, I'm just a normal person.
But Jerry, you don't talk a lot. Eh? You don't. Right?
I don't.
Like first time I met you, I'm like, you quiet. It's like one of those.
That's
I'm gonna
my
tell
problem.
You, when I first saw you, like you one of those who in a group, but you kind of like isolate yourself, sit there on the side, and don't say much and all this stuff. You've always been like that when you're playing.
Because I respect whoever is next to me, especially if we're going to work together. I want to give you myself to say, let me think about why is this gentleman behaving like this? What is he gonna do when we going to play?
So you're scanning the people first before
exactly.
you can engage.
You know, I kept quiet. Even in the dressing room, we would sing in the bus. I would sing with them.
Yeah.
But when we get to the dressing room and then I see the Pirates attire that we're going to use, I see number 15 there on the wall, and then they will tell you, I'm gonna get my jersey, take things where they are put in terms of numbers, and then I'm gonna go to the corner. I sit alone.
Since then,
I promise you, I don't know. That's how I am, and they would understand.
Oh, yeah.
They would stand up, start singing. I'm at the back, you know, just quiet, you know, like just quiet.
So you want to
do the warm up.
Yeah.
But
quiet,
look,
not saying anything. But once you step on the field, you're a different monster.
If I cross that line, I see a lot of people doing the praying.
What do you call this? The Catholic cross thingy.
You know, and I'm like, why are they leaving themselves behind? Because if they get in there now, they need to get in and start saying, I want to play. That was my motto. I want to play.
Let's talk about your name.
I want to play.
Legs of Thunder, it's what I think. Who came up with that name? How did you even get that name?
Hey, I don't know, Josta, if you were familiar with the TV series. You know, in our days, there was like TV1, TV2, TV3,
I had
TV4.
No TV. I had no TV back in. I was still young. What story?
There was no SAPC 1 or SAPC 2. It was TV1.
Okay,
TV2.
Which story is this now?
Yes, they were like a lot of local-based drama stories, you know, short story things. So there was a drama, forgotten the name to be honest, but it was based on a lady that was like a jockey, you know, riding a horse.
Riding a horse,
and then she goes to the races and stuff, and there was this horse that was a Legs of Thunder.
Oh, you named after a horse.
That was a horse. But just listen, that's where you'll start laughing. And it's something when I tell people, they say, it doesn't look like you're telling us the truth.
Yeah.
That horse should have been strong like you. I say, no. That horse was always coming last in all the races. But they named that horse Legs of Thunder.
So it was always losing?
It was always losing.
They can't be giving you a name
people
like
come
that.
and say, even some of the defenders that I used to play against, then they say, you were named after something that was a loser, but you were not a loser. You were always fighting. You were always giving us problems. I said, look, I don't know. Because me, first time when I saw the name on the newspaper, Sowetan, the late Spoom Seleko, who was the editor then. And then I was like, oh, because I can hit the ball so much. I didn't realize there was this series that was playing on TV as well. So I thought because of the way I hit the ball, the power behind the ball.
That's what I thought.
That's
what I thought. I thought like you had big calves, and maybe because of the big calves and no Legs of Thunder and whatever.
As much. And also, when I'm running in my days, I would gallop.
Oh, I remember that.
Like, you know, I like galloping, and then even the turning.
But you were not one of the quickest. The first 5 meters you were quick, but you were not one of the fastest.
Not
like
the distance. No, I wasn't. Yeah.
So and then the horse thing. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, because the turning, you know, I would turn going down, but when I stand up, I would outpace the defenders. Yeah. And I like go on the side, you know, scoring a lot of goals on the side. I wouldn't come straight. They gave a lot of mixture on me.
Oh yes.
Legs of Thunder, let me just put it on the right. If you grind back to our area, if you talk about Helmin, you know it's Midnight Express is running. You talk about Brandon, always it takes the pants up, and then they say Stripezane, you know, the small trouser. So it was more on that. So I also thought because maybe I hit the ball so hard, my calves, my thighs, they are more like a horse. That's why they say, I've got these Legs of Thunder. Not knowing it was just a horse that was losing in a drama series.
That changes everything because that's what I thought. But yeah, let's take it back a bit, bro. Like, so what is Tajiri up to now? Like, I mean, after it's been 23 years, you said, like, since you last kicked the ball and whatever. How was the transition just after leaving football, and what is Tajiri up to right now?
Well, I cannot put it as I left football because I'm still in football.
Okay.
After playing football, I was more like a coach. Because if we go back, I used to have players like Tico. I've coached Tico.
No way.
From Petersburg Pillars. I've worked with Tico at Petersburg Pillars. I was still a player coach. Then I played with Tico and then I coached Tico. I was a player coach.
Okay.
You know? Then I had the privilege of taking Tico to the next level because when he went to Supersport, he came back to me driving at home in Tembisa to say, Bram Jerry, thank you very much for what you did to me, because he used to play football the other way around. And I used to tell him, look, I don't want to see you playing for the gallery. We need to play for the team and win games. That's where the recognition will come to you. So those weights stayed with him for a long time because he knew the most important thing was not about him. That's people saying he's a skillful player, but the team keeps on losing. You know?
So you're saying, was he that good, like even at a young age? So what we saw basically at Sundowns, that's half of what he used to be when he was still an amateur player. Is that what you're saying?
Because Tico was a winger.
No.
Tico was a winger.
Tico was not that quick though.
Tico was a winger.
Serious?
I promise you. Tico was a winger. Tico was not a number 10 or a midfielder where when he started playing for Supersport, Orlando Pirates, Sundowns, went to Cape Town City, was totally different. You know, but for me, Tico was a winger. But I changed him. I told him he needs to play for the whole team. I think that's maybe what changed to what he had to be. You know, because we normally had a lot of fights, me and him, in terms of when I play with him. I say, Tico, when I run to the box, you on the side, you need to put the ball inside. You don't have to make a turnaround and people, the crowd starts shouting for you, but we're not scoring. Now my effort to go for it because I trust you're going to give me the ball, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he started knowing that I'm next to you, I'm wearing the same gear. We need to play for each other. We need to complement each other.
So you basically like groomed him, you showed him what he couldn't see when he was young as a player coach. So that's when the number 10 started coming into his system. But I used to see him, he used to shift on the left and he used to go to the left side most of the time. Because that's where he was comfortable most of the time. That's where he started.
He's not a craft player in terms of winning the ball.
Oh, yes.
You know, he started maybe later on to try and do that, but you would tell Tico is not that kind of a person. Tico, give him the ball, then you'll see the magic. You'll see the sheer brilliance that you want to see, especially the passing, the vision, the way he plays the game. It entices everybody to say, we want to go and see the general. You know, the name, the general, it comes with the way he listened to people that were close to him, and then he started taking the game to himself. And then when he had to put it to the people there, you know, he was the general because they had to watch him adhere to what he was doing in terms of the way he was playing. And then you come to say Tembazwane, also same street. He's a close friend of my firstborn, my son. They grew up together, same age. You know, they play together. But unfortunately, my son was far much better than Tembazwane. I'm saying it now.
No.
You asked Tembazwane.
I've heard of stories like that before.
And then they used to call him Nado. But unfortunately, you know, family-wise and other issues.
So your son was better than you?
He far much better. Ask Mark Williams. He played against my son in one of the tournaments in Tembisa, Phillies Games tournaments.
Yeah.
It was in the final. And then my son scored 3 goals. He was the top goal scorer. That was 2009.
Yeah.
And then Mark Williams was talking about this kid. He comes to me and says, hey, but this kid can play. So why don't you organize for him to go somewhere to the trials?
Did he know already he was your son?
No, he didn't. He didn't. It is a Mikey.
Okay.
Hey, Mikey, that's my son. So no ways. You're joking. I said, that's my son.
No
He was
way.
playing with Temba as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And if I bring a whole lot of people that I've put into football after being a coach, you go to Thabo Matlaba.
What?
Punch
Sinamela.
Sinamela.
So
you
all
go
these
to
players,
Gift Sithole, the captain at Platinum Stars.
they came from your hands. Like you saw
All of them.
That's why you saw the talent from these boys.
Straido Mwamba unfortunately came late at Swallows. He was our captain, Straido Mwambi. He's no longer playing now. It's just...
What are you saying? Like you're saying for the last, you've been so quiet. Like there's so much talent that we see now that you actually like spotted.
I
Since you
spotted.
stopped, yeah.
There is a lot over and that, because the other one that would come was Lerato Lamola, the striker.
No ways.
He was somebody that was working night shift. He comes in the morning, out of the taxi, he comes to McLaren Stadium to do the training with us.
Tembisa, that's in Tembisa.
And then after the training, he goes and sleep. He goes to work in the evening. Then I told him, look, you're good enough. People
Well,
didn't
fine.
believe.
Yeah,
So,
well,
no, don't listen to him. What if Bolo or Baulimat or whatever happens?
Yeah. Or you don't make it or whatever.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you have to understand that he used to get like, chelete from this job that he had. So he's thinking, if I leave my job and
Yeah.
go to soccer and I don't make it, then what?
Because he was from Polokwane and then he relocated with the family. They were staying in Ivory, the place that used to be the shacks. Now it's at least a little bit being uplifted in Tembisa, Ivory Park.
Yeah.
You know Ivory Park?
Yeah, I know
it.
that.
Was still then. It was
It was
a
small,
lot of
yeah, it was
struggling.
really small.
It was
Yeah,
small
yeah,
and a lot of people coming in to settle in Gauteng. So that was the problem. But he believed in me. And then, boom, the boy went especially to Golden Arrows.
Come on, Zwane, was he at a young age when he was still they're still friends, right? I would assume him and
Yeah.
your son.
Yeah.
So was he like that good from a young age, or maybe you had to develop him? Or is he a late bloomer? What we see now, is this what he used to be when he was young, when you were coaching him?
I'm always saying to myself in terms of giving credit when I chose Tane, to say most of the players that I worked with, they know how rude I am when I want them to play.
I know.
And that helped them a lot, because sometimes others wouldn't go with what I was telling them. Because at one stage, I put Mshishi in. He was Mshishi since he grew up, I put him in. And then he was like playing, I don't know, gallery and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I took him out. And then he was angry and, time. Because his father were close.
Oh, yes. So you were the uncle.
Yeah. I said, no. Listen, you are not a butterfly. The wind goes there, it's like the butterfly will go there. The wind goes there. It's like when the ball is played forward, you want to run to the ball. The ball is played on the side, you want to follow the ball. The ball is played on the right. There is no discipline in terms of you. You would lose the energy.
Yeah,
you always want to get to the ball and then you're running. They kick it higher, you look up. You're not checking if it drops, where you're going to go. So all of those things,
Just sorry to cut you there, but Teko used to be like that when he was young as well, remember?
Yep.
Give the ball, Aida. So
That's exactly what I'm
so they
saying.
were more like the same type of players.
More same. More the same.
Yeah.
More the same. Because I think at one stage they played together for an invitation team that I did in Tembisa.
Yeah.
But the understanding. And also when they start saying, hey, we are Mazunjan. We need to be disciplined, Baba. Otherwise, Baba.
Were you always that hard? Like, were you always... I know, like, you hardly say stuff, but once you open your mouth, you're, like, always aggressive in that. So you've always been like...
But
like
I'm not just aggressive. When I use the word rude, it's like, it's something which is inside me when I enter the field. When the next person that I need to look after inside the field, I need the same passion that I've got. Because I cannot relate to you and pretend that I'm okay when I'm not okay. I'm killing you. They need to know. Even now, fortunate enough, just that I got the luck of being the first ever brand ambassador of Hollywoodbets.
I wanted to ask you about that. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah. I see you making money there. I see you making Hollywoodbets. So you gotta plug us up as well. Hollywoodbets. How is that going? I see like there's a few players that are there as well. I think Teko's part of it.
Teko's part of that.
And you got Brian as well.
I brought in Brian.
Yeah. Oh, so you robbed in these boys.
If I go with the story now, I started that with my friend, people that they thought I didn't like him from Kaizer Chiefs, Jacob Chisebe.
But why do people think that? I mean, he was a defender. He was your enemy because he was a defender. Why do people think that?
Because I used to torment him. I mean, you would see him being the best defender against the team.
Yeah.
Top defender. well disciplined. You can marshal anybody, even the top strikers like the late filmer singer Fanny Madida. You will marshal them. But when comes this shot in Sikhosana, hey, I would torment him.
There was just something about
and
you.
He was always
You
complaining.
hate the Chiefs too much.
No. I mean, let's not put.
And we're gonna come there. We're gonna come to there as well. So Hollywoodbets, yeah. So what's
the
up
point
with that?
that I wanted to go to was like Hollywoodbets, because I was in East London.
Yeah.
So they approached Zain Musa, who was there. Unfortunately for Zain, as an Islamic, I don't know if I'm putting it like that. The betting is not.
Oh, they're not allowed to bet.
No, they're not.
I know. I think I know a lot of Islamic guys about betchang.
I don't know, because
especially million. I mean, if I win that money, I can support my family. So are you saying they can't even abadlali lotto? Those guys.
I don't know. But it was a privilege for me when he called me, because we were working together at Supersport.
Oh yes.
But I was like traveling a lot. When it was my shift, the club would fly me to come to Joburg, work here. The following day, I fly back, see my family only that 2 hours, and fly back because I was working there.
Yeah.
And then Zain called me and said, Jerry, there are these people from Hollywoodbets. They wanted somebody who would come and work with them in terms of going to their shops, doing the promo, when they're giving the prizes away, somebody that will do that. Then I said, look, I'm in the Eastern Cape. Then he said, no, these people said they don't mind. If you come to Joburg, you'll have a meeting with them, talk to them, and it's up to you. I said, okay, no problem. I get that opportunity. I met them. It was in Centurion, because by then I was still staying in Centurion.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting, and they explained to me, but it was more like any appearance, there is a certain fee that you'll get.
Yes.
It's not something that is more contractual.
Oh, yes.
There is no contract in it. And I was
so when you show up, you get a certain amount that you agreed on and whatever.
Yes. So it was more.
So you were the first, kind of like the first ambassador of the.
I was not an ambassador.
Oh.
I was not an ambassador.
They were just using you for certain things.
They were just using me for certain things.
Okay.
But when we went to the shops,
the
vibe, the Panthers, the
20
way
years
they
later.
responded.
20 years later.
I promise you, I was like in Gauteng. I went to Limpopo. It was crazy.
No way.
At one stage, they said, no, in Durban, the head office.
Yeah.
No, we don't believe what these people are saying. Let's fly people from Durban to go with you to Limpopo. Limpopo, we left on Friday. We came back on Monday. We had to visit 5 shops. 2 shops, they were more than enough.
So it was
Only
packed,
2.
like it was packed to capacity just to come see. So it was you alone then?
I was alone.
Yeah.
Yes, I was alone.
You filled it up?
So
it was a success the first time?
Yes, but because, as you say, sometimes I keep quiet, I look at the situation that is surrounding me.
Yes.
And I was looking, I would have a lot of Orlando Pirates people, and when I check on the corners, Chiefs people would be like, and then they seated, and then I put a recommendation to the company to say, guys, somehow this is all about Hollywoodbets, not Sikhosana.
Oh, snap.
Because when I get in there, I'll make Orlando Pirates supporters stand up, but Kaizer Chiefs supporters, they look at me as somebody that was a nemesis to them, like an enemy. So it wasn't something good. And I recommended...
Why him, though? Why him? Are you guys friends?
Yeah, we are. We are friends.
Okay, so you looked at him as him, okay, he might
bring somebody that they thought we were enemies.
Yeah.
That's basically the first before we get to your friend.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
And then we went to Polokwane. It was the same thing. Same setup, and it was more than whatever. At one stage, we were made, people asked to say, can we give them the ball to head to each other? I was not a good header.
Now we know.
So
Did you
now
guys do that?
I tried, and just to head, because I knew what it meant with the company, because I wanted this person.
Yes,
because the places that we went to, Chiefs and Pirates, they were like, because of the people that they see. I was wearing the Pirates jersey, was wearing the Chiefs jersey. It was just so great.
Are you aware what you're doing? Like, because sorry to cut you off, man. You could have just sat there and just ate the cake alone, but you realize the cake is too big,
honestly,
finding somebody who's your friend but also comes from another side of the brand, which is Kaizer Chiefs. You could have gone with like Mutali, Oko Pirates and whatever, but that pride for just as a human being, there isn't a lot of people that think like that. Understand? I'm saying, okay, it's not about me here. It's about the company. Let me just try and help this brand to grow. As it is, we know Hollywood brand, they've got you, right and whatever. But you as a person just thinking like that, it takes a really good big person to be like you know, and big up to that. So let's go back to the beginning. I know, like, you know, we spoke about a whole lot of stuff, and I found out that, you know, your uncle, you come from a family that loves football, and your uncle used to own, like, you know, a football team. You come from Tembisa. Like Tembisa, where?
It's a nickname called Kalambazo, but the real name is Ekaleni.
Kalambazo, I know that. I know
Ekaleni.
I know Tembisa very well.
You are far from us.
Yeah, so I know. I used to have cousins right there. So you're from there. So your uncle, like, you know, had a team. Like, the love of football start from there.
Yeah, it started from there. That was called Tembisa Santos, and the colors were gold and black. And the story that I'm given when I was still young, after being born and growing up, I was somebody who was always crawling to the jerseys, sleep on top of the jerseys. The jerseys come being like stinking, they're not clean. They
you don't understand those
I
things.
just roll there. And then when they roll the ball, I would just on my knees.
This is what they told you growing up.
This is what they told me,
yeah.
you know, in the house.
Yeah.
And they said also, I wanted to sleep next to where the kit was. And it was just a four-roomed house.
Yeah.
Four-roomed house. I would sleep in the kitchen under the table. You know?
Shout out Tembisa.
Because everything that made me to be happy, everything that they saw from me as a toddler was something that was making me happy, was like that kit and the soccer ball. So I grew up like that. So my late uncle was a goalkeeper. Then when I started coming up, you know, like inside the yard, there was a big space, put the 2 bricks on the sides, and then they started kicking the ball to me. I was diving. But the problem was like the height. The height was in there.
You were a short man.
I was a good goalkeeper.
So they were training you to be a goalkeeper because your uncle was a goalkeeper.
Was a goalkeeper. But I was following the rules, you know, because every time I go and watch football when I was still young, I'm going to watch my uncle. I can see other people, but my uncle is the one that I can recognize. And now he's standing, he's wearing, they are wearing gold and black, he's wearing green. And then, why is my uncle not wearing the jersey like them? Because I didn't know. I was still young.
Didn't understand.
That's what they tell me, because I would ask.
Okay.
You know, because the love of football with me, it's not about now when we relate to the way I am. It started when I was young. My behavior, they would tell you when they take me to the ground, there must be somebody standing on the side with me, an older person, because I would run on the sideline. I wanted to get inside. I was
the winger. When the winger was going, you were going with them.
And like I was running short, you know, like, hey, this guy, this boy, hey, my face. That was the nickname of my late uncle. My face. So it was something that they tell me, and I'm more than happy about it, because the grandpas now, the people that were with my late uncle, as old as they are the people that contributed a lot, and I always give back to them.
Shout out to them.
To say thanks for everything that you tell me that you did for me when I was still young in terms of football, and that's what I do in Tembisa. But the most important thing was like the growing up, because when I went to the lower primary school, then I was a goalkeeper. It was I was a goalkeeper, not an infield player.
You never used to get to those balls, right?
Aye, Baba.
Were you good?
I would spring. I promise you I would spring.
Okay.
I would just put it on top.
And funny enough, most strikers they started as goalkeepers. You know that?
Yes. That's basically the point, you know, just to be honest with you. That's basically the point, because it happened when I was like sub A, sub B, standard 1, standard 2. Then I went to higher primary, which is just like at my home.
Yeah.
Then the gate is just like not far.
You still played as a keeper every time when the team played. Yeah.
There was a time where we were playing a school from Delmas. So I was a keeper. A penalty. They kicked the penalty. I went for it. I saved the penalty. It was a crucial penalty because we were winning. I promise you.
We were not there.
It was like normal poles, but I was still young.
Yeah.
I think I was 13. I came back with it, and I was like holding the ball. After diving, I stood up, I hold the ball. Now the friends didn't understand. They come, they celebrate. Now they take the ball from me, the referee's here. And then it was a retake penalty again.
Well,
That's what happened.
But how is that a retake? Because was that a penalty game early on?
Yes.
Oh.
The game was on, not
so
like
they
a penalty
took
shooter.
I
was saving my team.
Now they happy they take the ball from
we
me.
were leading 1-0 as a school against another school. Remember, it was more about when in our olden days, when you played schools football
was great,
when you win, I'm telling you,
you
walk tall, infinite school, the peers will give you respect. So that was basically the most important thing, to win. So I saved that penalty, and then I was like with the ball in my hands, and my teammates celebrating because they didn't think it was going to happen. Saved the penalty, and then they take the ball. Now they take me up, and the ref retake, penalty again, retake. Oh gosh!
Did you save it again?
And they hit me, bro. They scored.
I read somewhere that the whole family, they favor Makosi, like they love Kaizer Chiefs. Like, how did when you signed up for Pirates? We're gonna go back to obviously like you getting to Pirates and all of that. How did they take it as a family that loved Kaizer Chiefs so much?
I think there was no crisis because before that, remember from school, when now I was a striker from high school, I had the privilege of having Fanny Matida. He signed for Kaizer Chiefs, but he was loaned to John Blackpool then.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I was like at the high school then with him. And
same school with Fanny?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he came there to upgrade.
Oh, yeah?
Because we were doing standard 9. It was Form 4.
Oh, yes,
then,
yes.
Which is grade 11.
Yes.
It was Form 4. And he was doing grade 12, which was Form 5 to upgrade. He was not staying long. I think he was there for 3 months.
Yeah.
So we were playing schools football. We invited Daliwonga from the same school, Doctor's School.
Yeah.
Dr. Paul Mutau.
Hold on, Daliwonga isn't that the artist? There's a singer now. Are you talking about the singer?
No, it's the school in Soweto, Daliwonga.
There's a Daliwonga singer right now, right?
Yes, but there is a school.
That's why I'm like, Daliwonga, isn't that the singer? Okay, there's a school called Daliwonga.
School, yes,
okay.
Daliwonga, and then we play them. They were like having all the players that were at Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes.
Especially the reserve side. But they were also popular because they would beat every team in the then OK League. They were at school. Same
serious?
School, yeah.
So you guys have heavyweights.
I think the Mutahung brothers.
Yeah.
There was Paul and I can't remember the other one.
Kaizer Mutahung's brothers?
No.
Which ones?
They were like, I think they played for Swallows.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Both of them. They played for Swallows. Paul Mutahung and his brother, I don't know whoever Mutahung as well.
Yeah.
So they were in that school. We played a 3-all draw at McLaren. And that's where a recommendation was put to say, Fanny, can you recommend this striker? Because I scored 2 goals in that match.
Fanny was already like with Chiefs then? With
Blackpool.
Blackpool, yeah.
Yes,
Blackpool, yes.
But there was another player from Blackpool that was playing in that team.
Oh, yes.
So he spoke with Fanny and said, Mani, Lumuntulo, how many Jimmy?
Who converted in, like, when did you convert playing as a striker? Actually, the last time I checked, primary you were a goalkeeper.
Yes.
When did that transition happen?
I think it's a story which we jump, but if maybe I get back to it without asking it, I was like, when you start being naughty in the street, we were having this decade.
I don't know. Come boys like KT.
What do they call this?
Skitrekere ka Afrikaans. I don't know.
English, man.
But I understand.
Yeah. Podcast.
KT. Yeah.
So now when you want to be quick, when we're hitting each other, you would put a lot of bullets. Bullets, it's like the wire.
The V,
it's a bullet, you cut it.
Those mattress thingies that you used to use.
You put in so that
you take it out of your mouth and
now I swallowed one. I had to go to hospital because I was having stomach cramps. And because I was a goalkeeper, now I'm standing, still in bandages, kokasi, kostrating.
Yeah.
Aish. Machita shot.
I need to hear this.
Okay, gents. Okay, so make sure you're marking so that I don't do a lot of...
This is your uncle's team, right?
No. That was in the street.
In the street now. You're just playing with the guys in the street.
Yeah. Well, I think Tembozwane was not even born.
Yeah.
Because it was the same street playing against his father.
Yeah.
No, he was my teammate. His father was my teammate because we were 3 houses in the same street. So it happened that there was a one-on-one that happened. And now, Ernali 15 cent. It's a 15 cent each. It's a lot of money.
I know, back in the days.
It's a lot of money.
15 cents.
You know,
so whoever scores, how many goals, or whoever scores what first?
Remember, it's one goal change pole. 2 goals, you are a winner.
Oh, yeah.
So now
like that,
they changed pole. I was still on the outside.
Yeah.
They were losing 1-0. They scored, and then now they were like 1 player out.
Yes.
Now they are 1 man shot.
Yeah.
It was like 5v5.
Yeah.
Now they said, no, just you'll stand, we'll make a good. They said, okay, fine. If you promise me that, I will be a goalkeeper because I was clever. I would even anticipate because I was good. But came a 50-50. And I was going for the ball. The guy came right into my stitches. Appendix.
Oh, the appendix.
The appendix.
So that thing was inside the appendix there to open it up, to take out the thing.
Take it up. The appendix is hit me, bro. I was bleeding. Back to the hospital.
Messed up the stitches,
It was horrible.
Okay.
My family, it was horrible, honestly speaking. Because they said I collapsed. I didn't even know what was happening. They thought maybe I wouldn't wake up and stuff.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital. I was like, enough, because I came back being okay.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. And then they started saying, no more football.
Yeah.
No more football.
This is a family of football.
Family of football.
They are saying, no, we don't want you to be playing football anymore. Yeah.
Him because of football.
Yeah.
We've got football, a club in the house.
Yeah.
Football is there in the family. So if this one thinks he wants to lose his life because of this football, no, let's stop him. Then I stopped. It was only for a year.
Let's be honest, you never listened, right?
Nah, never. never.
It's kids. That's like kids. I mean, come on now.
when you grow up, people that influence you are the ones that are next to you.
So the uncle was like, hey, dude.
No, he would take me to the ground as well. But I would be like, but watching,
Yeah.
And that's how I was playing football. That's how I prolonged. Instead of running or kicking the ball with my friends, it was more watching.
So you studied the game. You were more like of a football studier, just sitting out there watching the game.
I would tell you, this one would play number 7. That way back, it was number 7 on the right, number 11 on the left, and number 10 a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Number 9, I think it's 7, 11, 9,
6,
8,
5,
10, 6.
Yeah, 6.
And then
yes, I remember. 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5.
It used to be standard back in the days.
It would be like more like a 4-3. There were no 4-5-1 or 4-3-2.
It was 4-4-2.
There was no 4-4-2. One striker.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be one striker, remember? One striker and 2 wingers.
Yeah.
That was our football back in the days. Also, we started like that. So it happened that after staying for a long time,
without playing,
friends were playing. I would go and watch.
Yeah.
Then I started like, I can't, man. Once again, gents, man, ngifakeni ngizohlala nje la isayidini. Angeke nabantu.
Yeah.
Just people ask, I hope you're not going to ask me this question, why I was so good in all the angles.
Yes, because you used to how you position yourself. Yeah.
I wouldn't score the ball straight most of the time.
Yes.
When I come on the angle, I don't know the vision that I had. I come on the left, same thing. I would score beautiful and brilliant goals.
Awkward goals.
Awkward goals.
Yeah.
You look at the 1995 goal that I had to turn, go on the side when the goalkeeper was coming. How did I know? Because I was watching off the field on the corner flag, going for the ball, but I knew where the goalposts were.
Basically,
I had to put the left foot quicker. So it's all inside. But the story is, that's where it started. When I was injured, and then I started I wanted to be on the side, especially on the right.
Okay.
So they would play me the ball, and then I would play out.
That's where you used to peel out most of the time.
Yes, I was very good on the right hand side.
Peeling out.
You look at the goals I scored against your friend at Ellis Park, awkward angle.
Brian,
FNB. two on the sides, you know.
On his strongest point, where you're not supposed to be beating the goalkeeper, that's why you used to beat
strong
them.
there also, yeah.
Yeah.
But after that, and then I started like scoring the Kokas.
So you scored as a winger most of the goals, like coming on while you were still injured. You were not 100%.
Yes. Now
you're helping the team. You're scoring goals every time.
I started playing under 14 then.
Okay.
Because it was a year.
Yeah.
From 13 to 14.
Yeah.
Then under 14, same team, Team Santos.
Yeah.
Then I was a winger.
Okay.
Winger, scoring goals, but sometimes drifting in.
Okay.
And then they said, can you play inside? We want to introduce other guys on the sides.
Yeah.
I said, no problem.
Your injury is much better now.
It was much better.
Yeah.
Far much better than when I was 14.
Yeah.
Because I healed properly. Now I was like, under 14, we went to the CA, went to the Super League, went to the OK League. John Blackpool got me when I was in high school. Yes.
You also play for Blackpool.
John Blackpool, yes.
Guys like those guys, like they had a lot of players. Shoes Mushoe was there.
I was the understudy. Can I tell you the 3 top players?
Yeah.
Fanny Madida.
Yeah.
He was top man. Gil Boy Masang.
Yeah.
Gil Boy Koma Masang.
I wouldn't know him. Was he that good?
What a gem.
Yeah.
What a gem. Hellman wouldn't catch him with the pace. Hellman wouldn't catch him.
So he was quicker than
he was quicker
Express.
than the late. Yes. Quicker than the late Shoes Mushoe. Quicker than Fanny Madida.
The principal? Not even there. Now we're talking about like really quick guys here.
The quickest guys in the league, it was Gil Boy Masang. He scored a lot of goals. When we beat Chiefs 4-1, I think he scored 2. We beat Swallows 4-0. We beat Pirates, I think it was 4-2, if I'm not mistaken, or 4-1 as well, because we were called 4x4s. And I was an understudy of these 3 guys.
Where was Shoes? Shoes was not part of the
Shoes
team.
was there. Remember, it used to be Fanny Madida as the top striker in the team.
Yeah.
Fanny Madida is the top striker. Gil Boy Masang on the right, the late Shoes Mushoe on the left.
Gardner was not part of that. Because
Gardner was the left back.
Guys, are you hearing this team?
Jury Bantwana was a right back. Harold Ellis, Andrew Ramsden, centre backs. Neil van Rooyen in the middle of the park. There was like John Mulloy. There was like a whole lot of players. The goalkeeper, it was Kenny.
This guy.
I forgot
the stories are like coming together because we just had Gardner last week and he was telling us this. I didn't know that you played with him.
I played with Gardner. He was my teammate. That's where we knew each other. When I went to Pirate, he went to Chiefs. When you
collected the check, apparently they gave you guys like 500 after winning the league. How much did you get? How much did you? No, that was way back.
Let's not go there.
That was way back because he told
there.
us, he said he got $700 and that pissed him off so much. I know it's back in the days. We know that the money was not that good, right?
Yeah, 500 was a lot.
Did you get 500? So you got 400 or 350? Yeah, I hear it was bad. That's why most of the players left Blackpool. Some went to Kaizer Chiefs and some went to Pirates.
Swallows.
So the Pirate move came after the Black.
No.
How did it come?
I think I stayed with Blackpool. I stayed with Blackpool, but it was sold to the Portuguese guys that were selling cars in Malvern.
Okay.
So they changed it because they were more close with Highland Park.
Oh.
So they changed it to Sharp Highland Park. It was Sharp Blackpool. It was Giant Blackpool.
Yes.
And then it went to Sharp Blackpool after getting the Sharp sponsor.
So when the players left for Gardner left, you had Bofani Madida leaving, you had Shoes leaving. Yeah. You stayed.
I stayed because I was still young. Remember, I didn't make a name for myself because they were having these 3 guys. They were top.
Yeah.
I would only get a run maybe the last 10 minutes because the late Eddie Lewis. Yes, the late Eddie Lewis would say, Jerry, you would be a good striker one day. And I was like, thank you, coach. And I was patient. I wasn't fighting. When we go train, I always come behind them running because they were quick, all 3 of them. They were the fastest. I would come behind. But he was like patient with me and gave me the confidence. He would play me last 10 minutes and stuff, and I was okay with that.
Okay.
And then Sharp Blackpool, he left, Eddie Lewis, and then he went to Supersport.
Yeah.
Then I was left with Sharp Blackpool. Sharp Blackpool changed to Sharp Highlands Park the same year.
Yes.
because of the name now. They took all the rights from the late colored person, these guys. And after that, they were also struggling. They were struggling. Now they sold the team to a mine person. What do they call it?
Giant, one of these people, business magnate or business guy,
yes.
Yeah. So this is still now Highlands Park.
Yes.
Yeah, Highlands
When
Park.
there's Highlands Park, but we were traveling because I was doing my grade 12, which was my standard 10.
Yeah.
And then Trot Muloto was our coach. So when Trot Muloto was our coach, Tropatoni, he was driving a Toyota Corolla, which was GLI 6. That was the
best. That was a big car back in the days.
What a car.
Was he a prince? Was he a teacher then?
Teacher
at your school?
Pimville. Is it Pimville? No,
I don't know, but I know he was a teacher. But I don't know.
I was in Tembisa,
Yes.
But he was in Pimville.
Oh, Nalika from Soweto.
Soweto. Yes. So now there was this other guy they called Franz Mukoka.
Yeah.
Who would after school take a taxi to Joburg. Joburg, the Kumbi picks us up. Trot.
Yeah.
And then we get inside the car because the Soweto guys would go with the Kumbi to Velkom. Imagine.
So it used to train, like Highlands Park used to train by Velkom.
We leave Soweto at 4. We're going to train Velkom at 7. By 9, we travel back. I would get home around 1 or 1:30.
But the taxis were not finished by then, by the time you get to town?
When we come back, Trot will drive us straight.
Oh, wow.
Drops us off in Tembisa and drives back. Remember, he was a school teacher.
Yes,
what time was he sleeping?
Yes.
But he was also somebody that loves football. So, unfortunately,
shout out to Trot.
Left. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Trot.
Unfortunately, he also couldn't cope with the traveling stuff and some of the things that were happening in that team because the people that were owning that team, they didn't know about football. It was all about money.
All about money, but the logistics of the players, how to take care of the players and all those type of things. They never understood this.
I wasn't happy as well because when we went to play, we were playing with Bank Aces away. And then we were in Velkom. We had to go and camp there.
Yeah.
We never slept the whole night. We're sleeping in a building that was still under construction. People were working at night because they said they must finish the building. We're like in the sponges, not beds, sponges. We're going to play the following day.
Yeah.
We come from a club that when we go to camp, we go to the hotel.
That was Blackpool.
You get the point. And then now this person would come and say, hey, tshwanetse le understand, man, ankere ke lokisetsa lena, tsamayang lo bapala man, re tla ilokisa. And it was not good to us.
We see that lately now in the PSL, we see people buying clubs.
Ish.
And they don't understand how difficult it is to run a club. And
that's why our standard of football is dropping, if I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's the problem, the biggest problem, which is something which needs time
to
be attended to so that we talk about it. But what happened when we drove to Kwandebele, the driver didn't know the road.
So this is what the day of the game?
Day of the game.
You're leaving Val?
Not Val, Velkom.
Velkom letla solia ko
we're driving in the morning. We're going to Kwandebele.
So now you're coming this way. You have to understand you're the opposite. You have to pass Joburg.
We have to pass Joburg.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes, the guy gets to Joburg now to go out. Because now we're supposed to off-ramp and get to Muloto Road.
Yes.
Because it's going to take us straight to Kwandebele.
Yeah.
They didn't know. We just hit straight like we're going somewhere.
You guys kept on going to Polokwane.
Yes. And like we asked on the road now, they said, no, you must go back, this and that and that and that.
What time is the game? Like, the game is in the afternoon. 3 o'clock.
You're
driving when in the morning?
We drove in the morning.
Yeah.
We ate on the road.
What did you have for? What did you guys have? Chicken?
Chips, chicken. This king.
Burrito, like loaf of bread and whatever.
Chicken, fell, and then fine, Coke,
whatever.
Yeah, Coke.
So this pre-match meal thing, like I spanned.
No, we used to something. I played for John Blackpool.
Yeah.
Played for Sharp Highlands Park.
Did you guys eat better there?
I mean, the late Eddie Lewis.
Yeah.
All the white players there. I mean, the late Shoes Mushewu, all of these people we were looked after because it was somebody who understood football in colored person, and people that were working there.
So did you guys get there on time, like the game?
No, we got there. I think it was 2:05, 2:15. We had to change quick. Go for a warm-up, but not come back.
Oh, he was out already.
Yes,
yeah.
we were out. Yeah. So there was no rest. After warm-up, kick off.
Yeah.
We lost the game, I think 2-1. I scored against Aces.
I'm not.
So Aces had Peach Matlang, Joshili, all of these guys from Tembisa.
Or the guys that you grew up with.
The guys that I grew up with from Tembisa.
So your team is not strong anymore now because like most of your key players, they left to
there was
you know,
new players that we had to
whatever.
rope in from Velcom.
Yeah.
Because there was a small club for this guy.
Oh,
So now they promoted them
promote
without
these guys.
knowing
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
So what happened when I chose, I was like, hey, me, I was no longer happy. And lucky enough, those guys approached me and say, hey, Jerry, kwenzakalani manje thina sifuna ukuyodlula nje la with bank nje siyothi kancane mara siyekasi ngamakhumbi weclub. I said, no problem.
Abuwani lapho?
The Aces guys, abo Page Mahlangu.
Khomano, you just finished playing against these guys.
Yes.
Now this after the game,
Yeah.
you decide to drive back with the opponents.
It wasn't that first when I chose that. They approached me
Okay.
to say, because we are kokas.
Yeah.
These people are driving Joburg back to Velkom.
Arukai lift.
Ronald Klaukali.
Yeah.
Then I went to these people to tell them. Then they said, no ways.
Of course, I mean, that makes sense.
If you want to go with these guys, don't come back to our team. Then I said, really? They said, yeah, don't come back to our team. Because it seems like you want to go with these people, you like these people. We lost to these people. You want to be, I said, but they are going to Tembisa. There's a lot of people that are going to Tembisa where I'm staying.
Yeah.
If I say you guys off ramp, you couldn't get the road. So you were
saving
going
you
to go
guys a trip.
via the airport.
Yeah.
R21 was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You know, because they had to change the route. They know the route coming back and then joining Joburg, going to Velko.
Yeah.
So that was the story. And then I said, look, if that's the case, it's fine. I went to, I went to the coach.
Yeah.
That was Dangerous Beer. Separate danger. I never to pass. Siyakufuna sikhosi.
Awuna contract kanti khopana?
No contract. Athe siyakufuna sikhosi. Iza ngekhethu man. Ngithe yeah, Mendebele remember Sikhosana.
Yeah.
So there it was Mahlangu, a lot of them. Even the chairman was really Mahlangu.
Yeah.
Then they said, okay, fine. Then I'll talk to the chairman. He goes to the chairman, Phil Mahlangu. He said, hi, hey, it's Jerry. All right. They went to the chairman of the opposition. He was driving his own car.
Yeah.
He said, please, can you give us Jerry's clearance? He said, okay, fine.
Just like that.
No money involved.
Contracts, there was no contracts. If you wanted to leave the team, you could just jump out. Like, you know, the chairmans could just meet up and say, okay, take the player or not. So you decided to go to Aces then?
Yeah, because, I mean, also it was saving me time to go to school. I was
yes.
going to have more time to go to school. I will be at home. The Kumbi will pick us up in Tembisa. So it came up that way.
Or they were picking, at least one day they were picking them up every time for training,
Yes.
at home and drop them off at home and whatever.
Yes, because they were training KwaNdebele. So it was just an hour's drive compared to the 3 hours that we were using from here to Velkom.
Now, who were the players that were there, like, you know, that you were playing with at the
Adam
Aces?
Mapena,
Yeah.
Adam Vulavala Mapena, Pesi Mutaung, Page Mahlangu, Johannes Shili, Kevin Sibeko, Dumisani Ngobe, the goalkeeper. There was quality.
Everything that you call, the names that you're calling, like, I'm just, every time when you call out names, I'm like, no ways. Like, it's all the proper players. So back in the days, if you didn't have special talent, you would never play.
No, you'll never play. I promise you, it would be difficult because there was quality.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when we play and Harris Trew, I think he was with they gave us space. I think it was Harris Trew, Sister Monica, those guys that were in that team. You know, when we went in, they would come and watch us because we were also taking the flag high of Aces.
So that's what happened. This were your seniors before you guys got there.
Yes, they were our seniors. I think before the Aces, I think he was with Cosmos, went to Aces, Sundowns,
yes.
Aces. So it was a big thing, you know, playing for that team. Remember, 93, we beat Chiefs in the Mainstay Cup final, which is now the Nedbank. This Aces, we beat Chiefs 1-0. That was 1993 Cup final at FNP Stadium. We beat Chiefs. Unfortunately, in terms of the prize monies, it wasn't good. The payment wasn't good.
Yeah.
So 94, we were lucky because they took us to Brazil. That was my first ever trip to
After winning, when you won that trophy, you guys, the prize was you guys are going to go to Brazil.
Because they didn't tell us they were saving money with that. Because they gave us what we didn't expect. The less money in terms of the prizes.
How was that experience, and what did you guys do there? Like, as a youngster who is in the trick, and
I learned a lot.
First time, well, you already been on a plane before, right? Was it the first time you were on a plane?
Not the 14 hours plane. Yes, I was in the plane. I was used to domestic flights, but international. That was my first. That was 1994.
Brazil,
went into Brazil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys play against any teams that side? Or?
Yes, we played Fluminense, Botafogo, but it was more like the reserves team that we were playing.
Yeah.
But we went on to watch I think it was Santos versus, there is this big team from Rio.
What is it? The one they wear blue and yellow.
No, they wearing black and red.
Is it Flamingo?
Flamingo.
Oh, for once, hey.
Yes, Flamingo.
For once, he knows something. This guy, he hardly knows a lot of things out there. Thanks for that, Flamingo.
We went to Maracanã Stadium.
How was the atmosphere?
No. Yes. We regarded ourselves as spectators, not footballers from South Africa. The treatment there.
Crazy.
If another player that wasn't featured in that game came there, the escort of a single player getting into the stadium, and they would also move aside and say, but we're not experiencing this in South Africa.
Totally different,
Totally different.
Yeah.
And that was something that we learned a lot, to respect the game. And this is what you get back when there is this plowing back that you are given, after playing. You give there, and then they give back to you.
That's true. That's how it is. Yeah. So, do you think what you guys copied? Is it the same year where Sundowns took their team to Brazil?
No. Sundowns was before.
Oh, so Sundowns was setting the trend, like a liberal. Yeah.
It's 82 or 86, somewhere there, if not 88.
So they were setting the trends even back then. And the ACs guys were like, I know. Now we got to do it.
Exactly.
But that was crazy. But when you guys came back, were you guys totally different players?
Totally different.
So because of the experience, did you guys play better? Do you think it made you guys be a better team or be a better, what do you call it, teammates in the game? Did it change you guys?
It really did. It did. But the thing was we were not getting the support that we anticipated after seeing whatever that was happening in Brazil. So the support was not the same. We were not getting the same treatment that we saw.
Se le compara, no?
The team nearly got relegated.
No ways.
Because we were saved in our last day. We were playing Orlando Pirates at McLaren Stadium. And myself, Josh Lee, Paige Mahlangwe from Tembisa, we're playing in Tembisa against Pirates, who were using McLaren. And we drew 1-1. I scored.
Pirates was using McLaren Stadium back in the days?
I scored the goal. We drew with them 1-1. We were saved in the relegation.
Okay.
After the game, when I was walking out, because for me, I was not getting into the bus, I was just saying, let me just walk with my friends from McLaren Stadium, because they came from my section to McLaren. Now I want to walk with them.
That's after the game. It was keep a kit, you join them
at shop, to school bag, walk.
Yeah.
When I was going around the dressing room, then there was like the late Mr. Ngubane.
They poaching you again. Pirates are poaching.
How? Ray Jerry, Pirates want you to come because you're going to be using McLaren next season for a long time. So the coach wants you. Say, nah. I said, Jerry.
Hold up. You still shocked already?
I'm shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked. That's a big club. When we played at McLaren, it was only Orlando Pirates spectators. We never saw any spectator of
unless you play against Chiefs or whatever. Yeah.
You see, nothing. And I was like in Tembisa, I scored against Pirates. People of Tembisa were celebrating with me that I scored against Pirates.
The Pirates fans.
Yes. So now that's where it started. That was 94.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like December, first week of December. Then I went home. I didn't answer, I didn't do anything. I thought, maybe they were just because I scored. Man, Pirates
didn't take it serious.
The player that you played against him, never very trouble, but
we're gonna get into that.
Never very trouble.
So what happened? You went home.
I went home.
When did you take them serious? Did they come back again and be like, dude?
January. The story January,
Yeah.
but I want to cut short. I'm seated January. I'm in the Witbank AC attire. I'm waiting for the bus. We're going to training. But this time, because the schools were not open,
Yeah.
that was January. The schools were not opened, and then we were like training in the morning.
Yeah.
Then I was waiting for the bus because they will just pop up. Joshil is just same straight down the road. Then I would come out, climb to the bus, and then we go. So now I'm seated with my mom. There was a Orlando Pirates private car, branded Orlando Pirates, whatever. The driver, they call him Simon.
They know where my guy normally
He knows,
falls.
he's from Tembisa.
So I know where he stops, so
Yes.
where he waits
They
for this
send
bus
him.
at AC's.
They send, bro, he comes. I'm seated at home. Then my mom was going outside, whatever. I say, right, sorry, mom. That's what my mom was saying to me. Sorry, mama, Stella. Size kuJerry umntanakho. Hayibo, uJerry, nangiphila la mos i-ACC izomlanda.
Yeah.
But hi mama, sebaqedile uVeli no Ivan. Sithunyiwe thina lana from office in the pirate uthi sizolanda uJerry.
Jerry, no way.
My mom comes back and then like, hey, kwenzakalani kanti na? Ngoba naba bathi bazokulanda abantu beOrlando Pirates. I'm like, but mina ngilinde ACs ma.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
seated like
Yeah.
in the dining room.
Yeah.
Ngilexi. To ngilinde ACs eGym. Athi hayibo. Naba phela naba la ngaphandle.
Ikumele ngaphandle la
Hayibo.
ikhumbi. Yeah.
Hayi, okay uthi ngiyobona. Mangiphuma. Mjerana. Hey, sai. Hey ndoda. Hayi man, phela uzosenza sibe late siye eGym. eGym yakuphi ngoba phela ngicwe kanjalo athi hayi. Mama, sicela nje ukuthi nje alibela netso. Samba na.
Yeah.
I said, but Cox I said I was wearing Puma then.
Yeah.
I was scoring with Puma.
Yeah.
And then like, hi man, yera yonke into. Sikufuna net source shawe isikhathi just funa Ivan. Because it's Orlando Pirates, Joster.
Yeah.
I'm from Aces.
You don't
the
pay-
salary
you don't
in terms
pay
of
me,
the difference, you
Yeah.
know, but I didn't know.
Your
until
salary,
I got
you
to
don't
the
know what you're gonna get,
office,
sasa.
But it's a big club.
Yeah.
It's supporters.
Yeah.
I want to play for the big club. Everybody want to do that. So I get into the car, sit at the back, drive to Commissioner Street. The offices were there. No. Market Street. Then it's like, okay, fine, sharp. Get to the office. Hey, you've been signed. This I say, no, Mr. Ivan.
You've been signed already.
I've been signed. Like they've
Hold up. I also want to contract it, but usainile.
na keep long ago pirate. I can go in and no, I can't sign this contract because I don't know what's happening. Okay, no problem. Yeah, vele. Nangu mfana la man. Azange antumtshele nje ukuthi phela sekazodlalela thina la. That's Ivan Goza.
Chairman.
Big table. Used to
Apparently,
sit in the big
barohlala
table.
la
Yeah.
wena you sitting on the
On
other
the other
side.
side, yes. And
Ushame
then
microphone.
that was it. And it was good. That's how I joined Pirates.